So we only have 7 more days until they start hatching. Carolyn's getting pretty excited. She keeps asking me if I'm excited. I don't know if excited is the right word. I mean, I'm happy about it, but yeah, we're gonna get some little chickens out of this. Hopefully we'll get 22. Somebody said, don't count your chickens until they're hatched. I'm hoping for a fairly successful rate here. We've got 2 roosters, so they should all be fertilized. And we haven't had any problems with this. Everything seems to be going well, so hopefully we'll get 22 or thereabouts. There are times I think about all the struggles that we had to go through to get these chickens to the spot where we can actually incubate our own eggs. And then I think about, wow, it'd be kind of nice to help folks out with these eggs. And I asked Carolyn, do you think we could ship eggs? Maybe we could sell them and ship them to people and that kind of stuff. Of course, that would get pretty costly. You'd have to go buy yourself an incubator or figure out how to make one and then get these eggs out to you. But we're gonna have to do something as a society. Carolyn sent me another article about the bird flu. Now I know there's a lot of people that don't believe the bird flu is a real thing, that it's made up by the government. Well, that may be true. I don't know, don't really care. What I do care about is it's the government who is telling these farmers they have to kill their chickens, and it's actually a pretty gruesome thing with the way they do it. They basically just burn them up. They heat the building up really hot until they die. They're laying eggs. You can hear when they're making that noise, that's them laying eggs. It's drying up a bit. It hasn't rained for over 24 hours, probably 30 hours now. So, but the grass is just terribly thick. I'm gonna set the camera down so you can see it. Just I had to get out here and cut, but it's still just soppy wet. Maybe tomorrow I'll come out and try to knock some of this down. Just do a little bit at a time until I can get it all done. We'll get the garden tilled up here in a few days also. It's supposed to be dry for a few days, so, but there's still flooding conditions. On the app it says it's still flooding, and there's some streets that are impassable in this area. Yeah, we still got a little bit of mud going on in the garden, but I would imagine it's going to dry out now. In Iowa, they've killed, I think, 37 million chickens. Bloomberg News is the article that I read, and they almost seem giddy about it. Like, haha, finally, we can get the people to stop eating meat. So the prices apparently are going to go through the roof, adding to inflation, and I'm just not going to give up on it. If all I ever eat for the rest of my life is chicken eggs and chicken meat, that's what I'll do. They're not going to stop me from eating meat, even though they're going to try. I think we've got a pretty solid plan. I've told you, and I'm going to go through it again. Right now, we got those 22 eggs. They've all been fertilized by our 2 roosters, Frenchie and Rue. Now, we just bought another 7 chickens from the hatchery. We're supposed to pick them up on the same day that the chickens are supposed to be hatching. So then when we get them, those are called Brahma chickens. We got 2 males and 5 females. Brahmas get really big, anywhere from 10 to 12 pounds. The female's around 10 pounds, the male's around 12 pounds. Now we looked it up, and the male can still fertilize our chickens. They won't hurt our chickens. These chickens, I don't want to be too graphic, but it is what it is. It's farm life, I guess. These roosters will get on top of the hen and use their claws and dig in. They rip feathers out when they do it. So it's actually a pretty, what looks like a painful process for the hen. They're not bleeding, but they don't have any feathers there, so it looks pretty nasty. Well, with the Brahmas, they're so big that they will just stand over the hen. They don't necessarily have to get on top, put their claws on them. They'll just stand over the hen. So the hen will be able to actually mate a little bit less damaging to them. So that was good. So then we'll get rid of Frenchie and Rue. We'll go ahead and butcher those guys. And we'll keep the Brahmas. Now we are a bit concerned that we'll probably get a few less eggs, because Brahmas, see, they're trying to mate now. It's just a big noisy mess. Brahmas don't produce as many eggs as what these guys are producing, or these girls. Right now we're getting 7 to 10 eggs a day. So we'll get about half of that from the Brahmas. But the Brahmas produce in the wintertime. That's the bulk of their laying time. Where these will produce in the summertime. So it all kind of equal out. But when we start mating Brahmas with these guys, we'll get offspring that may produce less eggs. And we gave it some thought. We would like to have a steady flow of eggs all year long versus a bunch of eggs in the summertime and very few eggs in the wintertime. So we actually think the Brahmas being winter birds and these guys being, these ladies being summer birds, we'll get more of an even pattern based on all our research. And then when we want meat eggs, we'll just take the Brahma eggs. So the Brahma female eggs, they'll be fertilized by Brahma males, and we can get 5 eggs from them. We'll be able to do that in early spring, late winter, early spring. They will, since they're a winter hardy bird, they even have feathers on their legs. They're very winter hardy. As a matter of fact, a lot of people in Canada, is my understanding, in Alaska, breed these kind of chickens. Even though they don't have a lot of eggs, they're winter hardy. So we feel like we've got a good plan in place to make sure that we got plenty of eggs all winter long, all summer long, and we get good meat birds. Now, you can only have your eggs outside of the incubator for 7 days. So when the hen lays it, you get 7 days before you have to incubate it. With the Brahmas not producing that many in the summertime, we don't know how many we'll get. So let's say we get, out of 5 chickens, let's say in 7 days, we get 15 eggs. That's 3 eggs a week for each one, 15 eggs. Well, we got 22 spots in the incubator. What we'll do in the summertime is we'll go ahead and take some eggs from these ladies also. So that'd be 7 extra eggs. So we'll get some small birds out of that, but we'll definitely get the 15 meat birds. Then, like I said, we can also have meat all year round. And if we do it right, we might be able to literally do like they did back in the olden days, butcher it, and then the next day we can have chicken. I could do that 2 or 3 times a week. Hopefully we could get into a pattern like that. Or just have fresh chicken every week or so. And then whatever we have too much excess of, we'll go ahead and can, which is what we've been planning on doing anyways. Now we may have to extend out our chicken run a little bit. We may actually have to get another chicken coop. We're not really sure what we're going to do, but if we get so many that we need to start thinking about expanding, this is a pretty cheap method, and I'm going to talk about that in my next video, probably tomorrow's video, about different ways of just making this really inexpensive. But I think we're running into a time where we all need to consider raising our own chickens. My mom has been almost non-stop chattering with Carolyn about how to raise chickens and what she's going to do, and different opinions and questions and just all kinds of different things they've been talking about. And I'm trying to encourage folks on my YouTube channel to do the same thing. I don't know how many people can actually do it. I hear more people saying I can't raise chickens in my area. Then I hear people saying, well, yeah, we're going to raise chickens. I really want to focus on trying to get folks to think about how they can raise chickens. If you can't raise chickens in your area, do you have a garage? I've said this many times. If you have a garage, there are a lot of people so worried about not having enough chicken on the shelves at the store that they are clearing out their car garage, laying down some straw, and they're raising their chickens in there. You can get some brooding boxes, and all you really need there is milk crates. You can go to Walmart, pick up those milk crates for next to nothing, cover it up with some cardboard so they feel nice and secure inside that brooder box. And then you can have, I don't know, 10, 15 chickens in your garage, depending on the size of your garage. Your neighbors would never know you had them. Now the rooster could be a problem. They are noisy, but if it's in the garage, they may never know. I would be hard pressed to think that people are going to complain too much if you have chickens in your garage. Now my mom has a little outbuilding in the backyard, and she checked with the city, and the city said she could raise chickens. I thought she wasn't allowed to raise chickens, but she went and checked on that, and they can raise chickens. Now if you can't raise chickens, Orschelins, I just checked the other day, maybe a week ago, are selling ducks. And I know that sounds a little strange, duck eggs. But duck eggs are really good. They're actually better than chicken eggs. I say that, I know it's hard to imagine. I was in your position once. I'm not really sure about duck eggs. But they are really good. They have a lot of B12 in it. And I've said this before, women who have had babies may struggle with the amount of B12 that's in a duck egg. But we're getting to a point where I'm not sure we have much of a choice. Now, I have tried to eat duck, and I did not like it that much. Not saying I couldn't eat it. If I had to eat it, I would. If we canned it, I think I would like it even better. You know, we tried to eat it like fried chicken, and I just didn't like it as fried chicken. But I think if we canned it up, made it into a soup or something like that, I think I would have liked it. But it's all dark meat, at least the ones I had were all dark meat. And I guess that's what it was, just dark meat. And I like the white meat on turkey. Chicken, it doesn't really matter to me. I can eat a chicken leg. But that's something else I was talking about a while back. Unless you get meat chicken, like Cornish cross, chicken doesn't taste like chicken. The Americanas, we've butchered a couple Americanas. They don't taste the same as what you would think chicken would taste like. So it's something you're gonna have to get adapted to. But I'm telling you, raising chickens is about the cheapest method of raising animals that give you a high production of food. Between the eggs and the meat, it's hard to beat. I have this new super thanks button down at the bottom. Check it out if you want to donate. I'd appreciate it if you like what you've seen today. So I hope I can inspire you to not worry about food so you can live your dream. Thanks for watching.